So I used to take my daughter Audrey to a lot of playgrounds when she was younger because they're great. Like she could go and play, and then I could just stand off to the side and watch her and just have a break, just get some time to myself. And this one time when she was 3 years old, I'm watching her, and this much older, bigger kid comes up to her, and for no reason that I could see, with both hands, he just pushes her over, and she falls to the ground. And when I see this, I'm reminded of what I already know. Kids are mean. And I know this because when I was a kid, I was one of those kids that always got bullied, and kids made fun of me and called me names, and it was horrible. And I never understood why, and I couldn't figure out what to do to make it stop. And I wasn't going to let this happen to my daughter, so I jump into the playground, and I start yelling at this kid, "Hey, get away from her! Where are your parents? Where are they? I'm going to tell them what you did." And I expect his parents to just come running when this guy starts yelling at their kid, but he's there alone. And he won't leave my daughter alone, and he just keeps harassing her. So I have to get in there, and I am like a human shield, standing between this kid and my daughter to protect her from him. And for years, this becomes my job. I am my daughter's personal bodyguard. If there's some girl that won't give her a turn on the swing, I'm there. Some boy takes her pool floaty, he has to deal with me. And I fight with a lot of 5-year-olds and their parents, but I am not going to let kids be mean to her. I don't want her to have to go through what I went through when I was a kid. But then, years go by, and she's old enough now, and she's going to start primary school. And I don't know what I'm going to do because I can't go with her and protect her from all these mean kids she's going to meet. So I decide that every day when she comes home from school, I ask her, "How was your day? Anything interesting happen?" But what I really want to know is, was anybody mean to you? Is there anybody I need to go after? And every day she always tells me the same thing. She just says, everything was good and nothing interesting ever happens. And I worry that all these terrible things are happening and she's just not telling me. Until one day, I ask her if anything interesting happened, and she says, "Well, on the bus, Nicole took my highlighter, but then the cap fell off and I took it back from her." I'm like, "Nicole? Who's Nicole?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, and then she also hit me with a popsicle stick because I didn't answer fast enough." Now, Audrey's not mad, right? She's smiling, and she seems to think this whole thing is funny, but I know a mean kid when I see one. Audrey explains that they were playing Truth or Dare on the bus, and Nicole chose truth, and Audrey couldn't come up with a question, so Nicole hits her with a popsicle stick. I tell Audrey, well, maybe you just shouldn't play with her anymore. But in my head, I'm thinking about what I'm gonna do next. I figure I can call the bus company, and they'll give me the number of her parents, and then I can call the parents, and I can let the parents know what's going on. But I think maybe they won't give me that personal information, so instead, I might have to go to the school and wait for the bus with my daughter Audrey, and then when Nicole gets on the bus, Audrey can point her out, and then I can go get Nicole. But then I need to come up with an excuse to get through the security guards, and I stop, and as I'm plotting a way to breach the security perimeter of a primary school, I think to myself, what am I doing? I'm not even sure what I'm going to do when I see this Nicole girl. I mean, am I going to challenge her to a game of Truth or Dare? Am I going to hit her back with a popsicle stick? And whatever I do, Audrey's going to hate me. And this Nicole girl is just going to be meaner to her the next time they're on the bus. So I guess I can't protect Audrey from every kid that's mean to her, but I need to do something. So I need a plan. So that night at dinner, I sit down with Audrey and I ask her, "Do you know how old I am?" And she gets it right, 44. That's right, I am really old. And I have played a lot of Truth or Dare. So the trick is, You just need some questions ready to go when you play. So over dinner, maybe we'll just come up with some good questions. So that way, the next time you play, you're ready. And Audrey says, okay, like, what's your favorite color? I'm like, well, that's a good question, but it's gotta be something embarrassing that maybe somebody doesn't want to answer. Like, have you lied to your parents? Or cheated on a test? And she says, oh, well, Nicole asked me if I ever peed my bed. I'm like, yeah, that's a good question. Or maybe, have you ever peed in the pool? And Audrey's like, oh yeah, I pee in the pool all the time. I'm like, Audrey, you're not supposed to pee in the pool. So this conversation, it's not going how I planned, but I think it's gonna work. It might take some time for Audrey to get the hang of it, but this definitely beats me going after every bully that she ever meets in her life. Audrey's now in her 3rd year of primary school, and I know that there have been a lot of kids that have been mean to her because she tells me. And I don't even have to ask anymore. And we talk about it, and we figure out a way together for how she can deal with it. And she hasn't had to play truth or dare since that one time on the bus, but I'm gonna keep working on it with her because I still haven't taught her how to get out of a dare that she doesn't want to do. Thanks.